Jeremy Potter and the Wizard School. Chapter 1. Jeremy Potter lives in a house with his aunt, uncle and nephew, Uncle Fred, Aunt Daniekja and his nephew Ishan, at Potterweg 204. Jeremy Potter was practicing spells in his room. But he hasn't really managed to do magic like that yet. Jeremy Potter first had to go to the wizarding school in Hogwarts. Jeremy Potter left home without saying to his uncle, aunt and nephew, and went on an adventure to go to the wizarding school in Hogwarts. Jeremy Potter suddenly saw strange butterfly creatures flying around. But Jeremy Potter didn't know a spell to scare away the butterfly creatures. At once Hermelink came running and told Jeremy Potter to learn a spell, and the spell is Immobiles. Jeremy Potter had quickly mastered the Immobile spell from Hermelink. Then thought Dumbledore came and had a surprise for Jeremy Potter. Jeremy Potter had to go to Dumbledore to learn a spell, and that is the Curse of Death. And Denkamentous said to Jeremy Potter that he had to learn the spell, Avada Kedavra. Jeremy Potter was not allowed to use the spell just like that. And Jeremy Potter accepted Dumbledore's, because you would have to use that against Lord Voldemort. Don't just suddenly use it against your opponents, Dumbledore said. Jeremy Potter learned the spell Avada Kedavra in a few times. Hermelink said to Jeremy Potter, well done, now you have learned the spell Avada Kedavra. Jeremy Potter was thinking what he should do next. Jeremy Potter went to the dining room and didn't know what happened to him. Jeremy Potter suddenly saw a man named Lord Voldemort. And Lord Voldemort wanted to tell Jeremy Potter about his past, what Lord Voldemort went through. And that's why Voldemort taught Jeremy Potter a new spell, and the spell is Sectum Sempra. You can injure the opponent with that. But don't just use it, said Voldemort to Jeremy Potter. Jeremy Potter had learned it in one time. Voldemort said to Jeremy Potter, come fight with me now, see what you make of it. Come on, Lord Voldemort to Jeremy Potter. Voldemort calls the spell Expelliarmus, Jeremy Potter calls the spell Avada Kedavra. Jeremy Potter had lost to Lord Voldemort. And Jeremy Potter ran to the dining rooms and summoned Fredine and the rest to help take out Voldemort. Jeremy Potter called on everyone to help come to the Forbidden Forest to learn a new spell. Jeremy Potter told the rest of Gryffindor that he had a new spell, Nika Bemster and Leonardo Novak, Arthur Bemster, and Jeremy Potter learned the spell Petrificus Totalis. A stiffening spell that your opponent stiffens and becomes ice. Jeremy Potter had learned the spell Petrificus Totalis quickly, and Arthur Bemster said to Jeremy Potter, you should take it up with me now. Come on, said Arthur Bemster, I count to 3. 1, 2, 3, and start fighting, said Arthur Bemster. Jeremy Potter casts the spell Petrificus Totalis on Leonardo, and Leonardo has stiffened and grown off ice, falling down on her back on the ground, so stiff was Leonardo. And Arthur Bemster said to Jeremy Potter that you learned the spell Petrificus Totalis well, and you can use it against Lord Voldemort. Or against your Gryffindor, Slytherin, Hufflepuff and Ravenclaw team. Jeremy Potter had to go to Quidditch and had to play against Slytherin. But the outcast was sick, so Jeremy Potter had to be the outcast. Jeremy Potter won the match and went to the dorm, but there was no way to the dorm. Jeremy Potter had to find another way to get to the dorm. End of Chapter 1.